We're with the Florida Department of Transportation, Northeast Florida area, and we are trying something new with young ambassadors, and we wanted to just get an opportunity to talk with them to see what they think about bike and pedestrian safety primarily. Okay, so what do we do when we're talking about safety? How can you be safe when you're riding your bike or when you're walking? How do we do that?
We wear a helmet.
Okay, so you wear a helmet when you ride a bike? Okay, and how does that help you?
It protects your noggin.
Yeah, it does. There, okay. And Kenley, what would you like to say about that? Do you have a bike?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm still learning how to ride it though.
You are?
But when I learned how to ride it, I had to put on my helmet every single time I rode it because I went through dirt, really hard dirt. And you have to be careful when you go through really hard dirt when you ride a bike.
When you ride a bike, and so if you go through the soft dirt, you may fall down. So,
Yeah.
so a helmet helps you,
Yes.
keeps you from hitting your head. All right. Now let's see. When you ride a bicycle, how should we ride it? Do you ride a bicycle with the traffic or facing the traffic?
You should always ride on the right with the flow of the traffic. And you should always wear a helmet and use your hand signals. And you should always obey all the traffic laws, including signs and signals. And you should always put on elbow and knee pads just to keep you from getting hurt.
Okay. So, do all the children that you see, do they wear the helmets, and do they ride on the right side of the road, or like riding with the traffic with their bikes? Or how do you see other children? How do they do that?
I see a lot of children ride their bikes to school without a helmet, and they like stand up and they just like pedal, and they don't have any protection, and they're not really paying attention. They're either talking to a friend or just doing stuff on their bike, and it's really easy to get hurt when you're not paying attention. I've seen other people be very safe, like have lights on their bike and helmets and knee pads and elbow pads, even adults, which I think is very important for adults too, because otherwise they could get seriously hurt.
All right. Now let's see. When you're walking, what should you do? Cameron, we have some information on that?
Stop for pedestrians crossing at every intersection. Stop before turning right on red. Look in all directions before making a turn. Do not pass a vehicle that is stopped for pedestrians. Obey the traffic laws, signals, and speed limits.
Okay, so when you're walking and you have a sidewalk, do you walk in the street?
No.
You don't? You don't either, Kenley?
I don't.
You don't?
No,
But sometimes we have to.
You have to? Why?
When there's no sidewalk.
Because when we have to, there's no sidewalk, and we have to get on the road, but we have to get on the road side of the road, because that's what we do when we're on a walk or on a bike ride.
When you're walking in the road and you don't have a sidewalk, so do you walk where you can see the traffic coming toward you, like facing the traffic, or do you
Yes.
walk with the traffic?
We face the traffic.
Face the traffic. Oh, so you want to see the cars coming towards you, right? So you can be able to jump out of the way in case they may not see you?
Yes.
And every once in a while, look behind you to see if there's a car coming behind you.
Okay.
And if the parents are too busy and they can't look behind us, just let your children do it.
Just let your children do it?
Just
Oh,
look behind you to do it.
yeah?
We do that all the time when we're in grandma's car, like,
You do what? You just look around and see what's going on with the other
Yeah.
cars?
yeah.
Oh. And say it's not that really bright outside. What are some of the things that we can do when we're walking or biking? Okay, Cam?
Wear bright clothes.
All right, kind of like something this bright?
Yeah.
This would be pretty
Yeah.
bright.
You're good.
And wear a light.
Okay, lights. Okay, you know, what kind of lights? Do we have like show us an example. Here's something there. What is that?
Oh, it's a flashlight.
So how will that help you?
See, if it's really dark and you can't see anything, just shine that flashlight and you'll be able to see.
Okay, and maybe somebody else can see you if you don't have other things on. At least It's important to have lights on, okay, so people can see you.
Yeah.
Okay, and what are these little flasher things?
These are clip-on lights, and they have little slogans on them like "Be safe, be seen," and "Safe routes" and stuff like that. You clip them. You can clip them. They're like little buttons. You can clip them on the front of your shirt like this. It's not cooperating right now, and you should always clip on the front and on the back of your clothes, so people can see you coming from both ways.
Oh, okay. The main thing is that people need to see you, right?
Yeah.
Because we can't assume that people see you all the time when you're out there riding a bike or walking. Okay, and you know what? When we ride in the car, what's another thing that we need to make sure that we do? What?
We have to buckle up, Florida.
Buckle up, Florida.
Buckle up. Buckle up, Florida. Buckle up. No more accidents.
Okay,
No more dying.
that's right. So, buckling up then when you're riding, and what about being observant if you're driving a car? And what can children tell all of us when adults, even when we drive a car and all?
No texting and no getting on your phone while you're driving.
Look behind you and trouble won't find you.
Look behind you and trouble won't find you?
I got one.
Okay, what?
Don't be a boggin, use your noggin.
All right, sounds good. And we want to help other children to know. How are some different ways that we can let them know some of these important tips? Kylie, would you like to share?
Yes. You could ask permission from schools and ask if you could do like a little school assembly about the Florida Department of Transportation to come and share maybe a couple things, or not even that. You don't even have to do something that big. You could just like see kids going to school or on the bus with you. You could just hand them little stickers that look like this: alert today, alive tomorrow. So they're reflective, to put on their bikes and scooters and stuff. And sometimes you can even put them on like your clothing, so you can be bright and you can be seen, because a lot of people have gotten like run over from not being seen.
So we can help getting messages. We can use schools, we can use churches, we can use wherever we go. We can try to help get this message out to others to be safe, because we don't want one person to be hurt, do we?
You can also share about it in sports practices. Sometimes when people go and they play like basketball or soccer in their front yards, they sometimes they lose their ball and it goes in the street, and they don't watch or pay attention. They just kind of run out and get it. Some people have gotten killed for that or seriously injured. So you should always pay attention to your surroundings.
So we should use the crosswalks if there's one out there. So we don't cross in like the middle of the crosswalks, or like in the middle of the road. We try to wait and try to go down to the right crosswalks where it's safer.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else that y'all want to add that you maybe didn't think about? Okay.
While he's thinking, I saw something earlier today. I saw this girl on her bike, and there was it counts down. It tells you to walk and then it counts down, and she didn't go when it counted down. She went when it showed the flashing hand.
Okay. And then when the flashing hand actually means, it doesn't mean to stop where you are. The flashing hand means you've got just
Hurry
a
up.
limited time you need to get on across, don't you? Yeah. And then when you have a solid hand up there when it turns orange, then
No.
means you don't start walking across, right? Wait until the white emblem comes up again.
The white walk person goes like this.
Yeah. Okay.
You should always avoid aggressive driving and stop before turning right on red, and share the road with bicyclists. And when you're walking, you should always use the crosswalks and look before you're crossing. And drivers, when driving, stop before turning right on red and yield to pedestrians.
All right. Good job, team.